Folks, $35 million went to the Biden family. $35 million from various sources, from foreign sources, from Democrat sources. This has all been documented by the House Oversight Committee. They put out a almost 300-page report detailing impeachable offenses. And we are joined now by the chair of the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Comer, James Comer, Republican of Kentucky. Welcome to the show, sir. Sorry, we got the Democrat convention going on in the background, but it's good to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
Congressman, let me ask you, you all released this report today. How long did it take to pull together all this evidence, really defining the activities of not only Hunter Biden, but the fact that Joe Biden was very much actively involved in this process where the Biden family did financially benefit from Hunter Biden's dealings?
Yeah, that's a great question. It took about 3 months to get access to the bank violations. That's where I started with those suspicious activity reports. 6 banks filed 170 suspicious activity reports. And that's a report where the bank notifies the federal government that they believe their client has committed a financial crime. Once we got in and saw those suspicious activity reports, then we found all these fake companies they created and all these bank accounts. Through subpoenas, it took about another 6 to 8 months to subpoena all the bank records. Once we got that in, then we started bringing people in for deposition. So this is about 1.5 years worth of work, a thorough investigation that proved that the Biden family took tens of millions of dollars from our enemies around the world. They ran that money through a bunch of shell companies. They laundered it through shell companies. They dispersed it to 10 different Biden family members, including Joe Biden. And according to the IRS whistleblowers, they never paid a penny of taxes on any of it.
So that's a huge problem right there. You didn't pay taxes. How about that? Can you do us a favor, though? Drill down on the money that Joe Biden got. I remember when you established this during your investigation. It might have had something to do with that pickup truck. I don't know. But you were able to trace money directly to Joe Biden, I believe, from China.
Yes. We had 2 payments directly to Joe Biden. One was a $200,000 payment that came from an influence peddling scheme that Joe Biden's brother, Jim Biden, led with a company called AmeriCorps Health. Then there was $40,000 that came from China. It was money, $5 million. Remember the WhatsApp message where Hunter was extorting from the Chinese foreign national that his dad was sitting beside him? We want that money now because we did all this stuff for you while Joe Biden was vice president. Days later, they wired $5 million into an account. Hunter, in one of his LLCs, took $400,000 out as a fee for his extortion scheme. And then Joe Biden got 10% of that, $40,000, which just so happened to be 10%, which is what Tony Bobulinski and so many others testified under oath was what Joe's portion on the influence peddling scheme with China was going to be.
Right.
10% for the big guy.
Congressman, what do you think the Department of Justice, will they do anything with this report? What are your next steps from the House of Representatives?
Well, a positive development happened a couple of weeks ago. We were the first to find the Romanian money. No one knew about that when we started the investigation. No one knew that the Bidens received $1 million from Romania, and they received it while Joe Biden was vice president. We discovered that. That was one of the first accounts we discovered in Treasury when we got those bank violations. David Weiss, a few weeks ago in California, in Hunter Biden's tax evasion case, mentioned that as a potential charge, as a violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, because he was essentially lobbying his father, the vice president of the United States, on behalf of Romania. So I think that you're going to see more and more come out now that Joe Biden is a has-been and they don't care anything about him. I think you're going to see more and more people in the Department of Justice, especially if we get a new president, which is imperative if you want to see full accountability, go after. They're not going to have to investigate anything. We've done it. This is a 1.5 year investigation that the Oversight and Judiciary Committees led, and it's a very thorough investigation, and it's 100% accurate. You're not going to have anyone in the Democrat Party dispute anything in that report. It's all backed up with bank records and sworn testimony.
Congressman James Comer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm assuming you're going to be watching the DNC convention, right?
Probably not. I'll watch Newsmax for highlight reels.
Okay, we'll keep you very entertained. Right.
All right. Thank you, Congressman Comer.